Hey, are you one of the 87% of people enjoying this channel on YouTube that aren't currently subscribed? Let's fix that by hitting the subscribe button down below. Thanks. Hello, friend. We'll just run back. But now we're a collected company deck against a control deck. I can't not keep it, right? Like, I'm sure somewhere someone has more dignity than I do, but it's not me. So I'm gonna keep this hand. They mull. I hope they don't assume. I don't think that's how Magic works, though. Imagine the level of honor you would have to be like, I saw what my opponent played in round 2 of this Grand Prix because I was just walking around, and then you're like, I'll not keep this hand because of it. BHE, MTG, thank you for the follow. Opponent's like, what happened? This is different. That is also, I think, part of the problem with the Pioneer queues in general. Is you do somewhat end up in a problematic situation of there's like 250 players at any one time. There's probably 100 people playing. So like, you're very likely to just like know what your opponent is playing. It's very much like old Legacy was, where like there's a non-zero number of players where like I just know what they're on just by sitting across from them. All right, so we'll hit this next turn. I want to force a counterspell or a wrath here. I think it's good. I think Bant Spirits decimates vampires, which I think is a really good place to be right now. I think it's good into Phoenix, close into Phoenix, I guess, because the removal's tough. I think you're good into like the random decks that show up like this. Supreme Verdict, how sad. But I think Spirits is a well-positioned deck at the moment. I think the fact that it beats up on vampires is a big part of why it's a well-positioned deck right now. All right, let's grab these. These ones will hopefully cast at instant speed, but might as well not let them untap uncontested. Yeah, when I was playing Black-White Vampires, it felt like you were really good into most of the meta, except for Lotus Field and Spirits. So Vampires and Spirits play a very similar game, right? Like, you're both more or less trying to play a consistent mid-range aggro game where you eventually just overwhelm your opponent. And the reason I would say... oh, Shark Type Boom, sure. The reason I would say that you end up in a better spot against vampires is they only play 1 or 2. Yeah, Stream Decker wasn't working when I went on earlier, but I can check if it is now. Yeah, I was having an application error. Hey, there we go. Now it's working. What was I saying? Could try and get one more here. I think I might actually, what they block here. So the big thing about the Vampires matchup is you just... That's what Goldfish is for. But for the Vampires matchup, you just end up not having a lot of ways to interact. Do I save this? No, it's not worth it. You don't have a lot of ways to interact with vampires. So you just end up having like 1 or 2 removal spells. And those removal spells don't line up well into 4 Rattle Chains, 4 Spell Queller's. So like if they spend their turn trying to kill your important spirit, they just die. And that's a really bad place to be for vampires. Also, you have all flyers, and vampires lives off the idea of being able to block. And you can't block flyers in vampires. So you just kind of end up in this position where all of your things line up just wrong. Like, it's just barely wrong, but it's just enough wrong. All right, let me grab this from Goldfish real quick. Or at least that was my experience playing vampires, is like every time you needed exactly one spell to resolve, it just wouldn't, because, like I said, you have one removal spell, they're gonna have protection for it. No, opponent, come on. All right. Easy dub. All right, let me pull up this list real quick, see if I can find it again. It's from Ivan Drago, who I did play in the showcase. Very good list. I think Ivan top 8'd the challenge the day before the showcase too. Let me get this in here. All right, Stream Decker should be updated now. Yes, mistakes were made, but for those of you who have been on here long enough, you have certainly seen me make my fair share of mistakes. All right, we want our disputes. Don't want any of these. Don't want these. Don't want these. Portable hole for sharks is not the worst, but I don't think it's worth doing. I think we just want these disputes. Apparitions can go. And what is our last card? Probably, like, Catilda's interesting in that it's just a big. It'd just be like a Shacklegeist. Like, Shacklegeist is good into the sharks, but it's so unlikely to be an important enough card. I think we cut one Shacklegeist. We got to scum our opponent. Knew they were playing blue-white because they beat us up. Alright, well, this hand is kind of awkward. We're on the draw. Mozwander is a real good one, but then we're so heavy on threes without even having a third land, and our threes are also like proactive, but no twos is kind of tough. I'm gonna mulligan this. Yeah, I think this is a much better hand. We have all our colors, so we can get rid of this confluence. Empyrean Angel's not, or Eagle, Empyrean Angel. We have 3 lords, so we'll probably want to. Okay, Coco's a great draw there. This needs to be on white. Eagle's very nice. Opponent's mana base is not helping them out at all. My goodness. All right, so do we play into the second sensor? All right, I'm gonna attack first here. Now that we have 2 Catildas, I'm willing to play into the second sensor. I also don't want to get our 2 Lords Wrath if I can help it. I'd rather have 1 Lord Wrath. Yeah, this looks like a sensor. Fine. So what does this do? Okay, it's just a +X and all the K-word abilities. Makes sense. They can make a 2/2 shark, so we'll just attack. I'm gonna jam a Catilda here. Again, it's threatening enough that I think they have to do something about it. Deluge is fine. Like, if they Deluge and we Coco and then they Verdict us, we're in a way worse shape. But if they just Verdict here, then we can just Coco, and it's harder for them to have Verdict. Really, we just want to find some disputes or quellers, just things that interact. Alright. Do you have a 3/3 shark for me? Settle. I could look for Queller. I think I'm okay doing that. Find Queller. We just finished playing 4-Color Ascendancy. I think it is a reasonable metagame call that I think did well enough to win the LCQ, but I don't think it's well positioned right now. Like, I was off it for a while. This didn't change my experience. I think it's solidly tier 2 or tier 3 in the meta right now, which is never where you want to be in Pioneer. There's so much in Pioneer you can be doing. Can't attack with too many things because this would be a blowout. Let's just play some idiots. Make it so we don't have to commit too much on this attack. Get in there. It's like the smallest attack we can force lethal with without risking getting settled for too much. Yeah. Alright, we called it. Played around it properly. Yeah. Yeah, I think right now Vampires is really well positioned. Phoenix is always going to be a good choice. It's just what build you play. The Citadel decks are coming back. Niv decks are in an interesting spot because they eat some of the good meta decks alive, but not all of them. I think you're just like, right now it's better to be playing something proactive. I think the red decks are in a good spot right now. I think the mono red decks and the burn decks have been in a good spot for a long time now, and people just like don't want to play them, even though they should. I have a 6/6, so it's gonna be hard for them to stop this attack. No, just dead. Nice. Well, farming blue-white control is part of the deal of playing spirits. Well, that's one of the things about it, is like I think the red decks are very good right now, and I think they're underplayed. I think Fink was in here earlier. He plays a lot of like the lower to the ground mono red, but like the Chain Whirler deck's good, the lower to the ground mono red's good, the burn deck is good, the Luris red white. Like, they punish so many of the mid-range decks. Hey, we're playing a Spirits Mirror. I wonder if Hero's on blue or blue-black today. Hero is very often on Spirits. I would be shocked if they're not on Spirits today. Like I said, this is like what the old Legacy used to be like, is, yeah, you just show up, you know what your opponent's on for the most part, if you play the queues a lot, and it's more about playing the games well. Level up here is interesting. We don't have a lot of things to interact with this. I would definitely defer to Hero as the expert in the spirits domain between the two of us for sure. Yeah, not gonna block. Didn't have anything. Maybe they're just gonna level up on end step. I would fully believe that. I'll attack. I think we're racing. We have a Coco and a Lord. They level up. Yeah. Takes 3 to make it a 4/4. And once again, they can just attack with impunity. Like, if they're putting all their mana into this, it's not great for us, but it's not terrible. Like, we're gonna go wide of them pretty quick. Well, let's develop our board. Any spells, opponent? No, okay. Alright, that's not a bad one. Question now becomes, do we want a Spell Queller or Eagle? And I think their plan is just to level this up. So I want to disrupt that. Play the Eagle. If they have a counter spell, like a Lofty Denial or something, or Snare, I think I would rather just deal with that now. Not let them level up. Alright, sure. Trade with whichever one you want. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Now we're looking to Queller Coco. Nice in a tempo mirror. Ooh. Kinda wanna just play this. Hold up Queller. Get a 4/4. God, this card is really good at playing the Tempo Spirits game. Just by virtue of always being able to level up at instant speed. Man, this is what level up would have been like if they kept the ability to be at instant speed. Just like always on the back foot. Alright, we'll take this. Hope they play something. They don't. I'm gonna jam the Spell Queller. Like I said, I think we're racing and we want to hopefully entice them to counter this just as a matter of... yeah. Just as a matter of value. This should resolve because we have Moz Wanderer to protect. Get out of here. Oh yeah, that's the perfect Coco. I'll take that. Yeah, there we go. Getting the Spell Queller to eat a counterspell there was very nice. Alright, we want Disputes, we want Portable Holes, we want Settles and Vanquishes. Don't need Archons, don't need Priests, don't need Revelry. Alright. Shacklegeist is great. Illuminator's good. I like all of our... Alright, Selfless Spirit probably go. Definitely want these. We did bring in a ton of non-creature spells, so Coco starts to look a little sketchy. Alright, we're up to 9. What's our Coco count? 32. I mean, 32 is fine. I'm perfectly happy with 32. They actually don't target us, really. They just counter our stuff, so Rattle Chain is probably not great. Definitely like everything else. Maybe Vanquish is a little bit like we're just going to be tempoing back and forth. I could see that being true. I definitely want Settle, though. It's just such a hard card to actively play around in a matchup where you're both racing. Could be one Shacklegeist. Definitely want Catilda, because even if they counter it, we can just throw the Disturb on the back end. It's 5 mana though. Maybe that's just not realistic. But Flying Lifelink is also great in this matchup. It's probably one Shacklegeist. Alright, quick little plug while we're up a game here. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. It's been growing pretty rapidly lately. A lot of good Pioneer content over there. We've got some Lotus Field, some White Black Vampires. Been enjoying this stream. Be sure to hit that follow button so you can catch when I go live. This hand is not going to do it. This hand is also not going to do it. This hand is also not going to do it. This hand might do it. Alright. We'll keep 2 lords. 2 lords, 2 lands. See what we can do. Moz Wanderer, you got it, friend. Alright, it's not a bad draw. Turns on our Cocos later. We've won with worse. They got a Mulda 3 Lotus Field win. Wow, well, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Okay, okay. I see our path to victory. It's just draw running lords and then draw land and a Coco and just overwhelm our opponent. This is definitely just to get in damage, right? Like if they rattle chains here, bounce off that, it's fine. Like there's no way that makes sense any other way. I'm actually gonna run out the Eagle, because we might just get to double spell next turn, and they almost assuredly have a counter spell. I'd rather be able to double spell with Shacklegeist, because that is probably what could save us here. Not sure it will, but it's probably our best shot at being able to find... Huh, never mind. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. That's a really good card in the mirror. Damn. Again, Hero is the Spirits player right now. Them and Ivan, I would say, are the Spirits players that I would go to, so not shocked, ready to just steal my Supreme Phantom here. They are getting low on cards, though. I could double block here. Maybe that's worth it, because then the Supreme Phantom can just keep blocking. I guess they kill the Supreme Phantom is the problem. Yeah. Yeah. If they have any creature here, we're dead. Oh, the paying costs. It's the rattle chains. Rip. Alright. Note to self. Mull to 4, not gonna cut it in the mirror. Like, is Archon fine just on the basis of being a 2/3 flyer? Probably not. That might be where you cross the line of just like power toughness thing that you can throw in front, but it doesn't get big enough with all the lords. Alright, finish off my green tea. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, this hand is so not it. It's actually almost it, because these are so powerful. We can cast everything in our hand but these Cocos. I'm gonna get baited by this hand. This is a big... We could get jebaited. Absolutely could. This is one of those hands that I would keep pretty much anytime. Being able to just curve these is very powerful. And any land here gets us pretty close. I'd love a Botanical Sanctum here. Catilda is not quite it, because we don't have double white. You're not a dispute. Phantom. Danny Phantom coming through. You're in there, friend. Okay, okay. I think we just have to sacrifice Catilda. Sorry, friend. Burb. Get in there. This actually stops both their creatures too. We have another Watcher for next turn if we miss on land. As much as I'd like to get Catilda down, I think we just have to play to our double Coco hand. Alright, this gets in, this stays back. Becomes a 4/4. Drawing both Catildas when it's probably the only card we can't cast in the deck is a real feels bad. Alright, I'll trade one of these for one of those. No, just get in 4 points, sure. Alright, we need to draw a land. I mean... we have one of these already. I think trading off this so they can't draw cards is fine. Okay. This is blue on the other side? Oh. Alright, I'll just pass. This feels like whoever blinks dies, so I'd like to not blink, thanks. Yeah, that's why killing this would seem so good to me. Could cast one and cast the next, but I don't think we need to. We can just like end step a Queller if we need to fight. You want to fight over this? Okay, that's good enough bait apparently. Like this rattle chains just trades if we wanted to. We also can take forward for a hot second. We got 3 spells in hand. What does trading do here? It does nothing negative for us because we just still have this that stops both their attackers. Alright. Alright, Queller's great. Now we're just back in the same position. End step Coco. Just gonna attack. Alright, I'll bite. One step Coco, hope to main phase Coco. Alright, miscast. I actually might even rather Catilda. Yeah, actually this is a much better bait spell. For the second counter spell. Yes, there we go. Alright. They have 1 card in hand, going to 2 cards in hand. Hopefully we draw a white source. So we can like start playing these Catildas, because they'll actually stop any sort of attack. Alright, Faceless Haven, huh? Alright, we drew a white source, so now we're just gonna play this Catilda. Now it opens up the chance to have Spell Queller turn after. And like a 3/3 flying Lifelinkers are real hard. I mean, they have to counter this, right? Like, there's no way they just let this happen. I can't see a world where letting this happen is correct if they have a counter spell, right? They're tanking, though. What are we doing here? Could have like a dispute, could have another snare. Like if this is their last counter spell, just resolves, okay. Okay. Interesting. Do they have a spell? No, okay. So we're gonna assume either they don't have a spell. But that's a big lad. Maybe that's why they're just like, I can not care. Could double block. Double blocking kills them both and we gain 3. I think I'm just gonna take 1 hit and then have a little bit more optionality here. Shacklegeist is kind of a great one, because we have the Queller backup. Alright, now we're in actually good shape. Get in there for 4 lifelink. They're just gonna double block? That can't be it, right? Makes me want to just like slam the second Catilda, but I feel like we're supposed to hold up. We're supposed to hold up Queller. Don't get impatient. Like if we just slammed the second Catilda and they drew a counter spell, we're so doomed. And I would much rather counter this. They drew the counter spell, okay. So at least we didn't run into it. This is fine. They can't stand this up. Okay, so they've tapped themselves out. We're just gonna let them go to combat, because tap this later. Tap these. Queller. Alright, we could just suit up one of these, but I think it's better to just Coco while they're tapped out. Or not tapped out, but have no cards. Alright, Danny Phantom, it's your time to shine. Alright, we are just gonna sit back, I think. Okay. Yeah, with Shacklegeist, we just like win this game. Nice. We beat the hero, the true master of spirits in the Spirits Mirror. I think we played around just the right amount of stuff. Maybe didn't play as well as we could have, but we played around just the right amount of stuff to get there in the end. And that game 2 was a mull to 4, so I feel like maybe having the second and third color in the Spirit's Mirror probably helps. Certainly can't hurt, I suppose. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. We got some green-black food in to start the night. Had a rough league with 4-color Ascendancy. Didn't quite live up to where we wanted. And then playing some Bant Spirits here. Debating what the next YouTube video deck's going to be. I was leaning towards Bant Spirits, and this is further convincing me. Might revisit an old deck, though. Unfortunately, until Kamigawa comes out, I don't think we're going to see any radical changes in Pioneer. I think we're going to keep seeing iterations on meta decks, which is fine. I have no problem with that. It's just a matter of if you want to see new decks, it might not quite be the best. All right. What we got here? Hell Monkey, and they have a Ragavan? Our opponent gets it. They understood the assignment. We're on the draw, but this hand is pretty great. We're like a Moz Wanderer and a 4th land shy. Queller's a good one to pick up. I'm gonna play this tapped. Gives the most options of what we could be. Island off Fabled Passage, are we playing, all right, blue-black control? No, so this is Valky? Is this just like a very odd start from Niv? I don't know what's going on here. Alright, well, they took our 2-drop, so Sag. But we'll keep going. They get in. Valky's in there. Alright. So it is just blue-black. Okay. Ooh, Moz Wanderer is not a bad one, but I'm just gonna play to curve here. We just want to get enough pressure that they're using resources and then swarm them with Cocos. Excuse me. We're just Grixis Opus? That wasn't what I was expecting at all. Yeah, we are just Grixis Opus, huh? Well, that one's not spell colorable, that's for sure. Demir Charm? Our opponent is so deep in the card library. Somebody mentioned Demir Charm the other day, but I couldn't figure out a reason you'd want it. Still kind of can't figure out a reason you'd want it, but it's an interesting one. 2 power or less isn't enough of the format that matters. I guess killing Thing in the Ice might be enough. What sorceries do we have that matter? You could art, no. Yup. Yeah, we figured that one out pretty quick, but yeah, it can't hurt. Can't hurt. Opponent's down to 2 cards though. And if they like try to, they can't slam Gearhulk Opus because we just counter the Opus. Alright, well. Well, now they're free to Opus. If they have land Gearhulk as their last 2. They shocked, so they don't. They don't have Gearhulk. I'll block. I told you I'd block. What on earth? What is this? Oh, they're just gonna make it a Supreme Phantom? Sure. But I feel like that's such a waste of their just mana. Missing on 4th land here for a few turns is rough when we're really relying on these Cocos. Need them not to have last card Gearhulk. Though they are... Okay, Thoughtseize is fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Takes Selfless Spirit, interesting. Alright, well, we're just in the beatdowns. Yeah, you got it. Oh, we'll be playing 3/4s from now on, so. Alright, sack it, mill 4, then return a creature. Alright, 3/4s coming in. Good Coco, not going to. Again, wanna see what they're gonna do with their mana. If the answer is nothing, I'm fine with that. Alright. 2, 4, 8. So they can just Opus as is now. 1 card in hand. Have to assume it's probably a counterspell. Yep. What do we do with the Surveil though? Thoughtseize the bin. Okay. Oh, 1 on top of the library? That's bad for us. So 1 on top, huh? Just slam this. Hope that it's not a Gear Hulk for Opus or an Opus for Opus. Just trying, yeah, I think we just have to slam. Wow, sucks. Would have been better off just playing a Supreme Phantom there. It's fine. Everyone be cool. Be cool. They kept on top, so I feel like it's gotta be a Gear Hulk or something impressive. Yeah, I just found the Gear Hulk. How rude. I mean, we're still just killing them in the air, but we couldn't interact with that meaningfully in any way, so not too broken up about it. Can only kill 1 creature. Kill the eagle, makes sense. We have this. Land. Hopefully we draw land so we can do both of these, I guess is the best consideration. Alright, Rattlechain is actually a good backup plan. I mean, they're dead next turn. Get in there, lads. No deal. Alright, they're empty-handed. They have 11 damage on board. Now 10. We have another Supreme Phantom cooking. We need them to draw a land. Go into combat? Attack for 9. Okay. Go to 6. And it's a land. We did it. We beat Grixis pile. I mean, they could crack this port. How much does it cost? 7. Buy back Valky, take our Supreme Phantom, but it doesn't matter. I don't know what else they could mill over. Release to the winds. Yep. Yeah, you can take a Queller or a Phantom. Still dead. I promise I'll attack. Yep. Release to the winds, get the Tybalt side of Valky. Alright. Dispute. It's pretty good. Don't want any of these. Archon's kind of cute because it does stop the Gear Hulk shenanigans, but I don't think that's quite where we want to be. Echogeist can go, Apparition can go. I guess if we want Archon or Shacklegeist is the question. Don't want Revelry, don't want Portable Hold, don't want these Wraths, I don't think. I guess they're more likely to be playing Fatal Pushes, so maybe this is just better. Also, their whole deck is non-basics. I think maybe that's a weird way to judge a tiebreaker, but Archon turning off non-basics isn't the worst. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna go a while. Yeah, just put this Coco back. Maybe Illuminator actually isn't very good. Like, it's just a generic fine card here. But it's like unlikely to actually eat anything. Like, maybe if we just go like land, we can just attack him. Well, that's step one. We have the confluence for the Coco too. So we've achieved step one. Okay, let's achieve step two. So now we just want to curve. Curve out some eagles. This will get fatal pushed, probably, or Demir Charmed or something. Tyrant Scorn. Our opponent is living their best life of Grixis Pile. There's something that always makes me chuckle about Grixis Pile. I don't know what it is. So few decks do I just like... The cards that exist for Grixis Pile just always make me chuckle. Like, how many 2-mana kill a small thing can you have? Demir Charm, Tyrant Scorn, Ground in the Lock. We've seen all three. 4 mana. Alright. I think I'll just pass. If they do nothing, I'll just play a Queller. Cyclopus, oh no. Oh no. I'll just play a Queller here. Doesn't eat anything. Noxious Grasp, okay. Just want to use this Coco when we've like cleared the path. They have 2 cards in hand. Looks like, okay, no removal, no counterspell. Or at least not super likely. Right, let's see if we can chip in. Alright, so we're looking to cast 2 spells next turn, so now would be a good time to Coco. Like, not now, but on this end step. 3 cards, no lands. Play Coco, hope to hit a land and play 2 creatures next turn. This has to be a counterspell, yeah. Could be Gear Hulk for Sinister Sabotage. Could just be Drown in the Fatal Push, Drown in the Lock. That's kind of cute. Okay. Alright, we draw the land. Get Catilda down. Danny Phantom. Alright, so 5, 7. I mean, this is a fast clock. They're on a 3-turn clock as is. And their 3 drops are harder to kill for them. Okay. We'll hold this land to at least represent a dispute. This is 10 damage coming in. Man, they are very close to just dying again. Hey, look at that thing we just represented. Alright, 26-2. 4, 5, 6. So, unless they have land, we have Gear Hulk covered? Nothing. Nothing seems bad for you, opponent. I'll be honest. Nothing doesn't seem like the play. Okay, what could they have? Noxious Grasp. That's fine. I've got to answer at least this or this. Sure. The best you got. Just same deal. Like to cat. Oh, without paying its mana. Huh. I'm a smart lad. All right. Need to kill both things through this. All right, we got him. Nice little 3-0. Yeah, I think it was Patrick Sullivan did this this line of thought at an SCG where like the opponent just shows you all these spells when they're stuck on lands, or shows you all these lands. I'm like, yeah, you would have cast your spells if you could have. I'm aware. You're not showing me anything I didn't already know, opponent. Like, if you're just dying and your deck is all control deck or removal spells, you probably don't have anything to do. Not a revelation, I'm afraid. In the dark, no companion. On the draw. We're so heavy without all our colors as well. This hand's kind of trash too. Mulligan down to 5. I see. Opponent's also down to 5. So Citadel really punch. Alright, this hand's our best keep so far. It has to be blue, so we want to get rid of this. Maybe just like try and get him out. So the thing about Citadel is it attacks a lot of the mid-range decks because you just like have Bolus of Citadel as an instant win. You attack a lot of the low to the ground creatures. Oh, Doom. And the reason that Citadel fell off is because things like Jeskai Ascendancy are absolute nightmare matchups for it. But again, Ascendancy's not in the meta anymore. So I think you just like get a huge advantage by inherently not having to deal with your worst matchup. And I think you also get a big boost by not having to deal with, all right, they're on Lofty, sure. Not having to deal with a lot of the problematic cards. I think you're good against vampires as long as you have a way to deal with Blood Baron. As long as you have a way to deal with Blood Baron, I think you are reasonable into vampires. It's like that would be my first order of business, is just like make sure you have a plan against Blood Baron. And against angels, like you do need to probably have a way to interact with the combo. But like you play Mayhem Devil, you play Fatal Push, you play a bunch of things that like can kill a Mutavault or Faceless Haven. So you shouldn't just be stone cold to the combo. Like you're not gonna be happy to see the combo, but you shouldn't just be cold to it. Tildo's gonna go a long way in this matchup. I think the other thing is just like, as people start moving into like burn decks and things to answer some of the other strong decks and start tuning for vampires, you're just the better mid-range deck. If people target one mid-range deck, you want to be the other one. So like if people are playing Niv to attack vampires, you're thrilled to be playing Citadel instead. Draw a counterspell or a queller? Boo, queller. Sure. Okay, we get in for 3. It trades, and then next turn we can just buy it back with Disturb. I mean, 3 lifelinks hard to race. Them having the Sailor, though, in a battle between a Mulda 4 and a Mulda 5 is tough for us. And they don't have any good attacks, but we also don't have many good attacks moving forward other than just attack with this. I mean, we're not going to die, but we're not going to kill him quickly. Just drawing 2 cards a turn. It's going to be a tough one to win, but there also looks like just blue-white spirits, so like we have Coco to draw to. They shouldn't. All right. Do I just attack? No. If they have another Queller, I want to know about it. Lofty, pay 4, Doom. Alright. Doom. Alright, well. Their drawing 2 a turn against our Molda 4 has probably come back to bite us. They can attack with the Queller. We can't even double block it. Rattle Chain's secret ability of make your lords have flash. I like that our opponent's also committing to the bit, right? We played against Hell Monkey with Ragavan, now we're against the Tarask with the same avatar. Okay, so they have a lord if they're attacking with this. Queller is a free attack. This one feels suspicious. I'm gonna pass on that block. Alright. No, don't pay costs. Alright, draw a card's fine. There's no way they're ever blocking with both of these, right? Because this is just like their actual draw engine to win the game. Okay. Now they might block with these two, though. Yeah. Yeah, drawing 2 cards a turn in a mulligan matchup, just absolutely broken. We're kind of on Coco or bust now. I can't even risk blocking if they have a lord. Maw's Wanderer won't do it. Alright, they can't draw 2 cards. Gotta chip in, I think. No! Alright, draw a card's fine. I mean, it's not, right? We're getting buried, but better than paying costs. Another Spectral Spirit. Oh, they're probably... Well, actually, we can't even Coco now because this is too big. They want to save a Spirit so that they can make it a 3 so that we can't ever pay for Coco. But, well, that doesn't trigger Maw's Wanderer. That... Alright, now we're doomed. Now Coco doesn't even do it? Alright. Spectral Sailor. Too powerful in the mulligan matchup. I think it was a 5 versus a 4. Alright, bring in these, bring in these, bring in these, bring in these. We bring in Vanquish if we think that's a viable thing. Probably not. For these Shacklegeists. Colors are fine. Archons might just not be good enough. Cataclave also might just be a worse, I'll keep one Skyclave in. Just a worse portable hold in this matchup for the most part. The exception of the 3s, but... Oh... So white, blue... It's not bad. The interaction makes me want to keep the fact that we can. Alright, they mull. Mull to 5. Man, our opponent cannot get higher than 5 this match, huh? Blue. Alright. These mono pathway hands always makes me check what side we're playing. I think I would dispute a 1-drop there. Yo, thanks so much for the sub. Appreciate it so much. DHEMTG, hero of the stream. Alright, we'll get this disputed. Nope, just resolves. Nice. Greatly appreciate that. No, stop that. We're gonna portable hold that. For sure. Yeah, Spirit's fine. Yeah, stuck on mana with a cost reducer though. That's a big game compared to last time. We'll play the Queller next turn. Cool, sure. White blue. I think I'd rather just hold up Queller plus Dispute here. We can always just tap a creature down if we need to. I'll take your Moss Wanderer, please. Sacrifice that down. Ooh, Catilda. Just guarantee our 5 points in here. Alright, opponent's on 2 cards. We have a Dispute. Catilda's gonna be pretty big here. Worst card for us is Skyclave. Shocking here. Spectral Sailor, alright. I'm gonna Dispute this to stop them from drawing a card. That's fine. Just want to mitigate the damage this can do. Alright, so Tacklegeist. Up here. I would trade this for either one of these creatures here. Yeah, just get in for 3. We can end step Shacklegeist, so it'll end up getting in more damage. Well, they've hit so many more lords than we have. That's bad for us. Shacklegeist. Getting instant doesn't even matter. Double block. I'm actually gonna kill the Selfless Spirit because it's much harder to get around with everything we're trying to do here. Just tap down a creature and then Supreme Phantom should finish off the job. Draw a card. Alright. Game 3. Spectral Sailor could not take them out of that mulligan when I also didn't mulligan with them. Alright. Assuming our opponent doesn't mull to 5, do we see anything we want? I don't think anything specifically. I think I like where we're at. I think we just need to like stabilize and then deal with specifically Spectral Sailor in a mid game that'll crush us. But otherwise, we should be pretty good. No. Okay, well we have... No, just can't even talk myself into it. On the draw though, this one's good. Go away, Catilda. We make this white mana. We can use the Confluence for everything and have a Catilda. Okay. Just double check, yeah. Watcher's also pretty good here because we can go Watcher into Catilda. Okay, it's a Watcher fight. I would have liked to land there, but now we still have one more turn to draw it. If we miss, though, that is going to be a problem. Excuse me. Alright, well. No, that's such doom. Their hand is excellent. We need to hit a land here. We're kind of doomed. Phantom will not do. Alright. It's okay. the Settle the Wreckage could get us out of it, but we're going to need a lot to go right to even get to the Settle the Wreckage, and that is not something that needs to go right. Let's take 8. All right, our opponent, after mulliganing a bunch, finally has a hand that just runs us over. All is fair. Double block, take 5, go to 1, never tap our land again. Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's double Watcher plus Portable Hole when we're stuck on lands is a rude one. Okay, we were just never drawing a land? Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Alright, we're on the play. We have an actually good hand. These are blue-white, right? Yeah. Alright. Like I said, most of the time I know the pathways, but it wasn't too long ago that I had to relearn all the triomes, so we're just trying to maintain. All right, Wanderer into Watcher is a pretty good start though. Are we against Mono Blue Spirits? Yeah, all right, we're running this back. We're running this back, but we already have the Catilda and an Empyrean. I'll trade. No doubt I would trade here. No? All right. Oh, can't blame me for trying. Make it a 3/3? What? Why wouldn't you just play that free combat? I guess you're potentially offering a trade, but I don't know how likely it is I take it. Because like I'm just gonna attack for 1 million here. Get in for 9. We also have Catilda and our green source in case we draw Coco here. Selfless Spirit also just makes their combat steps so terrible. Whatever you attack with, I'll just take. Yeah. So we just talked about like what decks we'd play in the challenge this weekend. Jund Citadel, very good. Jude Citadel. White Black Vampires, the Niv to Light, Yorion decks, Green White Angels, Bant Spirits. Phoenix is like the most popular and probably the best deck in a vacuum, but it definitely gets targeted enough to not necessarily be the best option. Yeah, right now, last weekend it was Vampires. It changes a lot quickly, just due to the nature of people playing and iterating their decks pretty frequently, but I definitely say that the 5 listed, things like Lotus Field and Phoenix, are all decks that I would say are all in that upper echelon depending on what's meta. And then you have like Burn as well. Yeah, Blue-Red's the most popular. Stuff like Citadel will always be solid. Can't guarantee it'll be the best, but it'll be solid. Get in there. They make this a 4/4. Sure. Don't have great blocks. Like I can just make everything indestructible if they set up good blocks. Yeah, I'd definitely say Citadel, Phoenix, Vampires, Niv to Light, Lotus Field are like where I would say are like the decks I'd be playing right now. Okay, this just happens. Take 7, lose your rattle chains. Alright, what do you got, opponent? Any 2 creatures connect, you lose. Catilda can trade with the Ascendant Spirit, and then I can just buy it back, which is the problem. The Ascendancy deck won one of the last chances, but I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's not positioned super well right now. And I think a big problem that deck has is just... We just attack with Catilda, right? Yeah. One of the problems that deck has is that a lot of the decks that you want to be attacking aren't as prevalent in the meta right now. The one that you do get a big advantage from is that if Jund Citadel comes back, then Ascendancy is good. But again, then you're like 2 or 3 levels deep of like, do you play the deck that beats the deck that you think is good, or do you just play the decks that are good? This will kill both of them, so that's nice. Let's put this here. Yeah, we actually just played a league on stream with the Ascendancy deck, and it petered out a lot and had some trouble. We played a green-black Meat Hook Massacre deck. I would play Citadel. So like I would play Jund Citadel. Kane posted a really good list. If that style of deck's not your thing, you want to be a little bit more aggressive, I'd play White-Black Vampires. If you want to attack these 2 decks, I think Yorion and Niv are good, and Green-White Angels, which won the showcase, are good. And then Bant Spirits is like my dark horse. But tomorrow, I would play Jund Citadel. And then like my backup would be White-Black Vampires. For sure. Yeah, I think Citadel's really, really good deck this weekend. Okay, playing Spirits again. Mono Blue Spirits, let's get these in. For some reason I lost my mind for a minute and couldn't remember what we were playing. Rattle Chains. 1 Shacklegeist. Illuminator. This Illuminator is probably alright. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. Don't actually need these, would be my guess. Likely it's still good. Selfless comes out. So I stream less than I put up content on YouTube. So for the most part, I put up 2 to 3 videos on YouTube a week. And then I write for Draft Sim 2 articles a week, but they tend to get spaced out a little. But for streaming on Pioneer, usually I'll stream once or twice a week. Usually it just depends on what's going on in life. Because like I said, I primarily focus on YouTube, but I do enjoy streaming some late nights. Stream some challenges when I can, but right now my fiance is recovering from some surgery, so I do not have a whole lot of availability to just play on weekends. You're this Catilda. It's the only uncastable. Even though it is a strong card, you could rather have the curve. But usually when I play, I stream Pioneer, play a little bit of Arena here or there. Before Modern exploded, yeah, the YouTube channel is pretty much exclusively Pioneer content. I think almost every tier 1 and tier 2 archetype has been played to some degree, though some of them are slightly outdated now. But like old Jund Citadels on there, Lotus Field and Black-White Vampires were the last 2 videos. Friend of mine top 8'd the showcase challenge with Mono Red that was on there. So if you're interested in Pioneer, it is a great resource to check out. Rapidly growing, which I always appreciate. Yo, thanks so much for the follow, BK Zone. Appreciate it. Always happy to have some more Pioneer players hanging out. It should be, if you're on Twitch, it should be down below. But I can post a link in chat in case you're on mobile. There's the Lofty. There it is. I should put a bot to do that as well anyway, because I have the Twitter one, but that is the primary place where I think I put most of my effort into. I'm glad to see it growing, but starting to make my way more on Twitch as well. I've said it for a little bit, but I think there is something to be said about the idea that Magic is a more enjoyable game on a platform like YouTube, and people certainly disagree with me, but I find it more interesting when you can like play it back at your speed, go back, check things, like look at a hand or a situation and evaluate how you do. Yo, thank you so much for the YouTube sub. Greatly appreciate it. J. Shane Hill. I'll take our lumps. We're kind of in a bad spot, but we're about a Coco away from being in a not so bad spot. Being on the draw with this many counterspells is tough. Yep, another Lofty's fine. Alright. Let's jam. Hey! Hell yeah. Give me that. We successfully navigated 3 counter spells on the draw. Let's go. Get to eat their Ascendant Spirit. Get in for 3, and now we have a Catilda, which, like I said, is probably the mirror breaker. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm very happy with how the Lotus Field video, the White Black Vampires, and the Luris Burn videos came out as far as like recent ones go. Ah, that's kind of cute. You can just throw this on something if we need to. Let's get Ma's Wanderer down. Pump up our jams a little with Spell Queller protection, and then we'll flashback Catilda to kill them next turn. Or not next turn, the turn after. Put them in a position where they're kind of vice gripped. Yeah, no, thank you. Absolutely not. Well, we were going to flashback Catilda, but this is just a better situation. Ramp up the lads, 3, 6, 9, 11, force a block. They're just going to take it and die. Fair. All right. Took down Mono Blue Spirits. I think we navigated that game really well. I liked how we played that game a lot. Put them in a position where they just could never rebound. It's always nice to see. Hey, are you one of the 87% of people enjoying this channel on YouTube that aren't currently subscribed? Let's fix that by hitting the subscribe button down below. Thanks.